I just want to touch on the Salah situation. It's a lot of excitement. A lot of fans are excited. Um, there's two ways to look at it. I mean, one, yeah, we had success under Salah. He brings juice to the team that our head coach, frankly, doesn't. He's more energetic. But there's two ways to look at it. That one, there's familiarity, and he brings that. But the other thing too is like if you're playing devil's advocate, like is this just another sign of the Niners not wanting to change? Salah would be like the golden piece of not changing the white nine or whatever ancient
Mhm.
philosophy they're trying to hold on to that. And getting him is like, oh, look, we're back. You know,
Like
and
in a sense, like getting him allows them to not change.
exactly. So
Right.
that now makes a lot of people happy. But honestly, yeah, getting him is a start, but that can't be, well, we got solid back, so we're back, baby. No, the problem is they have to get players
Right.
because if you look at it, ever since Buckner left, they haven't had a difference maker other than Bosa. They
Yeah.
have had swings and misses in the draft and the free agency. Kinlaw, you paid for Hargrave, you brought in Gross Matos, you paid Leonard Floyd, you got these
Evercom.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got these deep tackles nobody ever heard of. Like, no, it's just been blah. Other
Yeah.
than Bosa, and everybody
Malik
kills
Collins.
Bosa. Yeah, everyone kills Bosa because he's not doing anything. Well, I mean, when you're the opposing offense, all you got to do is game plan for Bosa.
The whole
Really,
thing.
like,
Yeah.
like so. I mean, Salah's a good start, but it can't be. Well, we got Salah, we're back. No, you need to. And I'm listening. You guys talking about offensive tackle. You got to go get Carter. I know he might be out of our price range, but you got to get a stud in the defensive line. Look at the Eagles. You know why they're there? They're there, yeah, Saquon Barkley, but look at Howie Roseman and how he's built that defensive line. He
Yeah.
gets defensive line every year, even signs them in free agency. Like,
Also, what he does with all O line and D line, he'll see a player getting old or approaching the end of his contract, and he'll draft a guy a year or two ahead of time. So with Jason Kelsey, like the best center franchise history, they're
yeah,
looking at him thinking he's like 34, he's 35. He's still one of our best players, but he could retire at any time. Let's draft Cam Jurgens, I think round 2. And they sat him for a year. They put him at right guard for a year. And then finally, when Kelsey hung it up, they were ready for it. Unlike the Niners they never draft centers. They drafted no defensive linemen at all last year. So now it's like, you're going to have to cut Javon Hargrave. Well, you haven't drafted anyone. There's no one you've been developing. Now you have to draft someone or sign someone. You're scrambling. Howie Roseman would never.
it's the same on the offensive line too, bro. Everybody's screaming, "Oh, we need offensive linemen." Well, 2 years ago, they didn't sign or draft any offensive linemen. Look it up. They didn't bring in any, not a undrafted offensive line, nothing. So now everybody's crying, "Oh, we need offensive linemen." They've been need offensive linemen. So yeah, now they're stuck because now you can go either way in the first round. You go either way in the second round. But another topic I want to bring up since I got you here, I don't know. How do you feel about this? I feel like the 49er fan base, I've never seen it this divided. I've
Yeah.
never seen it this divided where if you're critical of Kyle, or if you're critical of Brock, or if you're critical of John, you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
And I speak to, like, I grew up, I was a
Like
fan.
these issues are like ending friendships.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's really bad now.
it's
Straight
crazy.
report. You're ridiculed because you're being
Yeah.
critical. You're calling out stuff. You're not a real fan. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh,
And
you're casual.
yeah, and
Yeah.
look back under Eddie DeBarlo. I know there was salary cap back then, but would he stand for this? Would he, like, people talk about Kyle like he has a statue outside the stadium?
No, that's Sean McVay.
Yeah, he is God. But I think people, there's a portion of people who are, there was a standard under Eddie DeBarlo where a lot of stuff wouldn't fly, and there's a standard now where, well, at least we're not Tom Sula and Chip Kelly, and people are holding on to that, and it's
I'm
okay.
looking at a team that just went 6-11 though, so I
Well,
I don't
but
know. Yeah.
exactly, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we had a bad year, injuries. You see, they'll make the excuses that in another time that those excuses wouldn't fly. But now, yeah, because we got Kyle Shanahan when we did, We got him in a rough spot. We were desperate when we hired him. We were in a tough spot, and we got the hottest coordinator at the time. We gave him too much power, in my opinion. He didn't deserve to have final say. He was just a coordinator. He was never a head coach, but they gave him Bill Belichick power, and you can't take it away now. So now he is the end all be all of this franchise, and people idolize him. And you can, and you've called him out plenty of times, and valid points. People cannot dispute the facts are the facts. As much as the success we had, the Super Bowls, NFC championships, you said no to Tom Brady. You drafted Trey Lance. You did. That set us back. Now you can try to shut underneath the rug all you want. You ignored the offensive line all these years. You did that. Not us, the fans. You did that. But people will try to shove beneath the rug and ignore it because we went on some magical runs. But now a lot of stuff is catching up. My issue with Shanahan is this: is he a good coach? I guess fine. My thing is he makes it harder than it needs to be.
Yep.
He just makes it harder than it needs to be. He goes against the grain. He loves to do with regular average quarterbacks, where other teams want to get elite quarterbacks. No, I don't want that. Give me Brock.
I don't need that. No, it's not that I don't want it. It's the level of arrogance is beyond it. I don't need it. I'm Kyle Shanahan. Everyone else, I get it, but I can go against the grain because I'm so much better. And that's why you pay me 14, 15 million a year.
Exactly. And look where it gets you. I mean, imagine if you had Tom Brady, you might have had Super Bowls instead of coming up short. So I mean, and there's, like I said, there's a division of the fan base that I've never really seen it like this before. We've always kind of hung together, but now it's like either you're with us or against us. You cannot have any critical thoughts, any well thought opinions. You either it's like orange slices and Capri Sun. No matter what, 6-11, go Niners. Yes.
It just feels like people are definitely like there's a line in the sand, and it's either like people on one side think they're being loyal to the organization. Like, look, this is bigger than Kyle. He's had more than enough chances. I'm not saying he deserves to get fired, but we can do better. And then there's the other people on the other side of the line that are saying, if you're not with Kyle Shanahan, you're not with us. This is Kyle's team. This is the Santa Clara Kyle Shanahans, and we're all in. And a lot of people that resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not saying fire him. All I'm saying, the seat should be warm, if not hot. That's fair. I
think it is, though, because we look at Jed and we think, man, that guy is not particularly tough, and he's not going to lay down the law. But we don't know how his mom feels. We don't know how his dad feels. When you have to fire the special teams coordinator and the defensive coordinator, and you have to promote someone to offensive coordinator that could potentially get fired, it feels like the seat has. And I love talking about hot seats with fans. It's like, is it 275? Are we talking 350 here? Like, what exactly is the temperature? But I think there's a little bit of temperature here right now.
I think the final straw for him, in my opinion, might be Brock Purdy, because if you sign him and it doesn't work and he turns into Jimmy 2.0, that has to be the final straw. Bro, it's been 8 and then going on 10 years, and we can't figure out a quarterback. And then we gave this guy all this money, and we're still coming up short. Like,
and he can't act like Purdy was imposed upon him the way Jimmy Garoppolo was. Like, This is your guy. You have every opportunity to tell front office and ownership, like, I don't think this is a good investment. Let's do something else. But no, on the record, time after time, it's the only quarterback I want to coach. He's the only guy I want. As long as I'm here, he's the only guy I want here. All right, man. Well, you better be right.
Remember his dad? Oh, I knew in training camp. He was the guy. No excuses. No excuses. I don't care how small his hands are. I don't care how cold it is outside.
Yeah. I don't care if Christian McCaffrey's healthy or not.
Exactly. No.
Yeah. He's making $61 million a year. He better be freaking elite consistently.
Oh, in the cold, in the rain, in Green Bay, I don't care. I don't care.
In a train, in a box with a fox. He better be that dude.
Yeah, no. And you know what it is about Brock too? People, you can't be critical of him either, because he's a really nice guy. He is really nice. He's really hard to root against, but the limitations are the limitations, bro. I mean, I'm sorry. Look at Kyler, very talented, but he's short. He always has to run to make a throw. Tua, same thing. Sometimes the limitations catch up to you in the most unopportune time, And it's the same with Brock.
I like Brock. I just feel that, again, it's what do you do now that you have Brock? These are the 49ers.
Yeah.
This is Bill Walsh's team. He
Yeah.
had Joe Montana, greatest quarterback ever, and he's like, you know what? I need another quarterback just in case.
Right.
He was still looking. He had the elite of elites, and he was like, I might need to go find someone with a little bit more dynamic of a skill set. So that's the mentality. You're never done looking. Okay, if you want to sign Brock and give him all the money in the world, I mean, that's between you and your checkbook and your accountant or whatever. You can make it work, I guess, but you're not done looking for a quarterback. You're not out of the market.
No.
You haven't found an elite quarterback yet. You could pay him whatever you want to pay him, but you haven't found an elite quarterback yet. So you're still looking for one.
I would bring in Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson?
Yeah. I think he'll be cheap. I think he had a year under Sean Payton. He's an elite talent, like some of these other guys that had to get another chance. He was a number 2 overall pick. I would.
He's watched Bo Nix. He could watch Brock Purdy. He could see just how to hit the layups, and then after that, he's got a lot of the scrambling ability that Brock has, playmaking ability that Brock has.
He went to BYU like Steve Young. I mean, come on.
It's worth a shot. I mean, they got to bring in 2 quarterbacks for camp. They have Purdy and Mordecai. They'll need 2 more. Yeah. Zach Wilson, why not? Yeah. And then this draft, because what's nice about drafting a quarterback is you get him for 4 years.
Yes.
4. It's nice. Zach Wilson will be on a 1-year deal, maybe 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just no CJ Beathard, please, for the love of me.
God. Mullins coming back. Hey, how many people from the 2019 Niners can the Niners bring back this offseason? We got Salah, maybe DJ Reed, maybe DJ Jones,
Mostert,
maybe Sherman.
We're going to bring back Mostert. We're going to bring back
Mostert.
McDaniels might get fired. Bring him back.
Slowick.
Bring them all back. Let's go.
Because they almost won a Super Bowl together once in the past. Maybe they can almost do it again.
Win another one. We can
almost.
We're the almost one dynasty.
I love the way the Niners phrase stuff. They talk about how they've been to Super Bowls. You know another way to say they've been to Super Bowls? They've lost Super Bowls. That's the other way to say it. But they talk about going to Super Bowls. No. The verb is lose. You lost the Super Bowl. We went.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What are your thoughts on John Lynch? I'm kind of getting fed up with him, to be honest.
I think he's very polished and he does a good job of presenting himself, unlike Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
But he seems like the kind of guy who's been taking credit for other people's legwork. And now that Adam Peters is gone, he seems like he's a little bit caught out there. Like, now I have to do the job instead of just putting a good face on other people's work. I'm not really cut out to do that. And I think a lot of the organizational dysfunction comes from the fact that they have a big vacuum, a big nothing at general manager.
Thank you. That and what kind of irritates me is his word salads at the podium. Just stop talking. Just do your.
Kyle is much more authentic than John publicly.
John is to me, and he has great credentials as a player. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure he's a great human being, but he gets up there with this tough guy. Oh yeah, we're gonna find closers. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Well, first of all, you've been saying you're gonna find closers for years now. You guys never close. Who closes on the team? No one. You had a chance this offseason, John. You look who you brought in. You brought in Campbell. You brought in nobody's as your free agent, nobody to help you close the deal. And then as far as closing, look at all the holdouts that you've had throughout the years. All 5 of them got rewarded. Free, Debo, Trent, all of them got rewarded.
Yeah.
So what are we like? What spare me the fake tough guy? We need a real GM. You have a strong face. You have a strong football background, but we don't have a real GM to really, do GM things. And you're critical of him. Oh, Kyle and John took over a dumpster fire and turned it into this. Well, did he? What does he do? No.
Yeah.
What does he do? I need to know what he does.
Yeah. Adam Peters did a lot. Kyle did a lot. Not sure what John Lynch did. And now that Adam Peters is gone, I think they need someone to take that job, be the assistant GM, which is another way of saying the general manager in place of John. Dave, good stuff, dude. Thank you.
All right.
Great call. Do you know that he called me Cohn the whole time? I kind of liked it. My barber calls me Cohn too, and I never correct him. It's like, yeah, man, you can call me by my last name. Sometimes I call people by their last name. I'm not usually a last name guy, but you know what? I could be a last name guy. I feel like that's a guy to guy thing. Like, what's up, Miller? You know, I kind of like that. Girls don't do that too. Girls do not interact that way. They just like randomly call each other by their last name. What's up, Jenkins? You don't do that. But like in the press room with the Niners, I mean, Eric Branch, we all call him Branch. Like, you'd have to be a freaking psycho to call him Eric. You could call him Eric, but it's like, he's Branch. It's Mayoko. It's Barrows. But I've never been a Cohn guy. I want to be a Cohn guy from now on. So thank you very much.